una noticia de última hora.
Ayer, Jackie, se desarrolló el quinto día del juicio contra el empresario Carl Saglin.
Así es, y Noticieros hoy mismo AM en exclusiva tiene lo que ha pasado en las últimas horas, la última información sobre este caso y lo impactante, las impactantes declaraciones de Juan Ramón Molina, ex coordinador de la tasa de seguridad.
Así es, tenemos toda la exclusiva de lo que sucedió el día de ayer, Jackie, y estaremos desarrollándolo y también lo que mencionó el excoordinador de la tasa de seguridad en el día de juicio.
Así es, él menciona y confiesa haber recibido un soborno por $114,000. Es parte de la testificación que dio ayer, el testimonio que dio ayer, y a esta hora de la mañana, cuando son las 7 de la mañana con 58 minutos, tenemos información en exclusiva. Todo lo que ha pasado tras esta declaración del excoordinador de la tasa de seguridad. El resumen del testimonio del excoordinador de la tasa de seguridad está aquí, Efraín.
Nos los informa el reportero Samuel Rubenfeld. Escuchemos.
Juan Ramón Molina took the stand, and he admitted that he took $114,000 US in bribes across 3 transactions, all made by an intermediary on behalf of the producer of the uniforms. The intermediary was Aldo Marchena, the banker. And they were made payable to a company he owns called SkyMax Leasing in Belize by wire transfer. He said he took the payments to quote, or took the bribes to quote, expedite payments, end quote, owed by TASA on the uniform contracts. He said that Francisco Cosenza had instructed him that there was money to be made if there were payments, if the payments were expedited. The government showed evidence of bank records proving the wire transfers. He also, for the jury, described what TASA is, how it works, what his role there was, the fact that he had a pass to get into the presidential house, as he put it. He also said that he pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit money laundering. He faces, I think, 10 years, up to 10 years in prison. Quote, I take responsibility for my actions and I know what I did was not correct back then, end quote. I want to close this chapter of my life, he said.
How was the connection made for the brief of thousands of dollars?
Can you restate the question?
How was the connection made for the bribe?
He said that he testified that Francisco Cosenza gave him the details, but that the payments were made by an intermediary, the banker Aldo Marchena.
Okay, and did he plead guilty to money laundering?
Juan Ramón Molina, yes, he did plead guilty.
He plead guilty?
Yes.
And what more he said about the TASA?
He explained to the American jury what the agency is, how TASA works, what it does, who it meets with. He explained the structure of TASA, how it was created. There was a document shown that had former President Juan Orlando Hernandez's stamp on it, saying that the president was hand-delivered the document appointing him to his role at TASA.
In 1 year, did you receive or Molina received the money? And
The money?
what did the money? Yes. And what did he do in return?
And he received the money in 2017, and in return, he, as he put it, expedited payments to the producer of the uniforms. Essentially, he said TASA was delayed on payments and moved to various vendors, and he moved the uniform maker to the front of the line. He did talk about issues with quality, but he did not go. He went into a little bit of detail about how the uniforms are made specific for the security agencies because of the violence at the time, and the government wanted to trace the uniforms because criminals were dressed up as police committing crimes. And so the government, TASA, or the security ministry, wanted police uniforms that had special tags on them that made them traceable to the specific officer that they were issued to or given to.
Was Julian Pacheco named?
No.
In all that explain of Molina, did not name Julian Pacheco.
No, he did not name Pacheco.
And before?
Not today, no. He did not name Pacheco. In the whole trial, he's only come up, like I've said before, in very brief moments, very little details.
And tomorrow, what happened? What happened tomorrow?
Tomorrow, Molina continues his testimony. Juan Ramón Molina continues his testimony. And then the government says that they're going to bring a financial tracing witness, a person who follows the money, to explain how the money went from place to place to the jury, and then they will be finished. Prosecutors will rest their case tomorrow, they say.
Have you shown a photograph?
Photograph of whom?
Of some meetings.
They showed photographs earlier in the trial and today of meetings. Earlier in the trial, they showed a meeting with the businessmen, meeting with Cosenza and others. Today, they showed a meeting where Molina was there in 2019, I believe.
Was Molina sorry?
He said he, as he put it in his own words, he said, "I take responsibility for my actions, and I know what I did was not correct back then. I want to close this chapter of my life."
Who else will be on the stand as a witness?
Tomorrow, the financial tracing witness, and that will be it from prosecutors. Then the defense puts their witnesses on the stand.
And what does prosecutors say about all this, all the confessions of Molina?
They just ask questions. They don't say anything until the end. That will be later.
What is the face of Molina during the confessions?
He seemed very sullen, quiet, mumbling. He seemed shrunk by the whole thing.
What is the penalty for money laundering?
He could face 10 years. He may not get that much, but he could under the law. However,
Yes?
As a cooperator, the government can, if it chooses, to submit a letter to the judge to say that that Molina cooperated enough that he should have a lighter sentence.
Cosenza, when will he be on the stand?
It sounds like he may not testify because his name came up constantly and he's not showing
Yes.
up.
He's on the list of the prosecutors, see.
Yes, but that list is advisory. It's not guaranteed.
they name or they appoint in some politicians, Honduran politicians.
The only Honduran person to testify so far is Juan Ramón Molina. And if the government finishes tomorrow, he will be the only one.
How many more witnesses will be there?
According to the government today, outside the presence of the jury, meaning the jury did not see this or hear this, there's only one more witness, and he's a financial expert, a money expert.
What do you think happens in this trial?
It's too early to say.
It's early.
Yes, the jury will make its decision. I can't say how the jury will decide. The prosecutors decide which witnesses to call and which ones not to call. And they seem to choose that Cosenza does not testify, at least for now. The government, after the defense is finished, the government has the opportunity to do what's known as a rebuttal. A rebuttal is where the government is able to challenge what the defense says with their own secondary case. Usually usually it's very short, but it depends on, they may or may not do it. It's optional.
Molina said what prison is he in?
He did not say what prison he's in.
And he said, why did decide to collaborate?
He said he got involved in 2017. He was approached by Francisco Cosenza to expedite the payments to the uniforms maker.
What they say about Cosenza?
He said he described what Cosenza does at the agency and how his job was different, and how he worked very closely with Cosenza as a member of the board of TASA.
Cosenza proposed be part of this scheme of bribery.
According to Molina, he was recruited into the scheme by Cosenza. Cosenza brought him into the bribery scheme, according to Molina.
How?
He said to expedite payments for the uniform maker. Molina said, quote, he told me that there was money if we expedited a payment for them, meaning the maker of the uniform.
Sin lugar a dudas es impactante, Efraín, lo que ha dicho el periodista Samuel Rubenfeld.
Completa cobertura del reportero Samuel Rubenfeld y nuestra coordinadora Claudia Almendares, donde fue claro lo que el testimonio de Molina. Quiero cerrar este capítulo de mi vida, y aceptó el soborno de los $114,000. Esto fue en el 5º día de juicio, que fue ayer, pero hoy continúa ya.
Así es, hoy continúa el juicio, y impactante lo que dijo, que asumía la responsabilidad por mis acciones al recibir sobornos de $114,000. Y quien lo ha llevado esos sobornos es Francisco Cosenza, exdirector de la tasa de seguridad, extraditado a los Estados Unidos y que está colaborando con la Fiscalía.